What's up, investors? It's Mike from MJF Invest. Today's video is going to be about Marathon, ticker symbol MARA. But before I get into that, please hit that like button. An early thumbs up really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. Consider subscribing to the channel if you're new. We got a nice family of investors, positive people who like to make money. Bell notification so you know when I upload a new video. Should also be noted that I'm not a financial advisor, so you should be doing all your own research, and it is ultimately your decision whether you want to buy or sell any of the stocks I talk about on my channel. And let's talk stocks in the comment section. Marathon is a digital asset company that mines cryptocurrencies with a focus on the blockchain ecosystem and the generation of digital assets. Once fully deployed, the company will have 21,500 Antminer Bitmain S19 Pro Bitcoin miners in operation at the facility. The company also owns 2,060 advanced ASIC Bitcoin miners at a co-hosted facility in North Dakota. I'll tell you exactly how I played this. Stick around to the very end of the video. We're going to cover a lot. If you've been paying attention, now, just to be clear, Bitcoin is very speculative. It's very volatile. And I'm the kind of investor, I stayed away from Bitcoin for that reason. It's always been a little too volatile for me. You're never really sure exactly what you're going to get. But, you know, with the hype around it and the potential it has, with people talking in some insane price targets like 100,000 per Bitcoin. Following the channel at all, you know how much we respect Cathie Wood. I always keep an eye on what she's doing. When she was asked if Bitcoin is a buy at its current prices, she had this to say.
Well, we believe it has a very long way to run. And yes, we're approaching the last peak, which was nearly $20,000 in 2017. And since then, our confidence has grown.
Cathie Wood has gone on to say as high as 400,000 per Bitcoin.
But just to dimension what could happen, Bitcoin is closing in on 20,000 right now. But if institutions were to go to that mid-single digit territory in terms of allocation to Bitcoin alone, that would take it to somewhere in the $400,000 to $500,000 range.
Just with her saying that, it gets my antenna up, and I ask myself, how can I make money with this information? Also, this is a low cap stock. It's pretty early on in the company, so it's very speculative. So I can't stress that enough. But with the information that I have with me, I certainly felt comfortable enough to make some kind of leap with something like this. I found a call option for 2023 with a $10 strike price for about $300. I was comfortable with that kind of bet on something like this. So be very careful if you decide to make this investment. But the reasons that I did, and I want to go over. Building America's leading enterprise Bitcoin miner. Marathon at a glance. Building the largest self-mining operation in North America at one of the lowest energy costs. The potential grow to monthly revenue $500,000 to $8.8 million by quarter two of 2021 by aggressively increasing mining power, reducing Bitcoin production costs, and adding proven industry experts. They have 23,560 miners, which is 2% of the global Bitcoin hash rate. The goal is 15 to 20 Bitcoins per day, with their electricity costs being right around 2 cents per kilowatt. Marathon creates opportunities for alpha. 1 month case study from July 17th of 2020 to August 17th of 2020. Bitcoin was up 34% from $9,156 to $12,283. Mara is up 313% in that time. So this kind of runs with the price of Bitcoin. That's what drew me to this. That's why I wanted to put it on your radar. As Bitcoin grows, this company has a lot of potential. It's kind of the same philosophy as during a gold rush, you invest in the picks and the shovels. This is kind of the same concept. The adaption and the acceleration. And basically what it's showing you here is that Square invested $50 million into Bitcoin in October of 2020. PayPal launched a new service allowing its users to buy, hold, and sell cryptocurrencies, enabling cryptocurrency as a funding source for digital commerce. One of the greatest investors of all time, Paul Tudor Jones, said, "I like Bitcoin even more now than I did then." I think we are in the first inning of Bitcoin, and it's got a lot of way to go. Marathon's growth strategy, in theory, to improve Bitcoin production by increasing its hash rate, continue to de-risk the business by becoming more resilient to potential declines in the price of Bitcoin, and its power output. More powerful miners increase power, which would increase the hash rate, increase power and higher probability of earning Bitcoin. The cost of Bitcoin production they want to bring down. To lower the cost with higher profits, to mitigate risks to business from Bitcoin price fluctuation. And I touched on that a little bit earlier. This is a very volatile investment, Bitcoin. And the way they're going to go about this in practice with new miners increasing Bitcoin production and revenue. In 2020, they were doing about 2 Bitcoins per day, with the revenue being about 500,000 per month. In Q2 of 2021, their target is 15 to 20 Bitcoins per day, which would give them revenue of $8.8 million per month. And just to show you how the mining works, it's the engine that fuels the Bitcoin ecosystem. A miner is a computer designed to solve a mathematical algorithm, the Bitcoin code. And mining, a system that adds transaction and provides a security to the Bitcoin blockchain. How new Bitcoins enter the market. How it works, Bitcoin transactions are pooled together. Once the block is formed, miners compete. Once solved, the transactions are verified by the network. The new block of verified transactions is attached to a chain of prior blocks, hence blockchain. For solving the puzzle, miners are rewarded with Bitcoin. The path of profitability is simple. They're looking to increase their hash rate while decreasing the cost of productions. And I thought this was definitely interesting. They have a partnership with Beowulf Energy, a best-in-class energy generation company. They developed, constructed, acquired, and operated over $5 billion of power generation and industrial assets. Their current portfolio is 2.3 gigawatts of energy assets. They own 6 million shares in Marathon. The result? Marathon's profitability went up and the risk goes down because electricity costs decreased to just about 3 cents per kilowatt. The average Bitcoin production cost is $3,863. Marathon now owns 100% of the data center, retains 100% of Bitcoin mining output, priority access to the industry's premier miners. They have a partnership with Bitmain, the premier supplier of the industry's most advanced ASIC miners. Guaranteed priority access to industry's top miners, decrease the risk of supply constraints, and creates unique barrier to entry. Fixed price to hedge against anticipated future prices increase. Major orders to date. In August of 2020, they announced a $23 million contract for 10,500 S19 Pro miners. And in October of 2020, they purchased an additional 10,000 S19 Pro miners. And Marathon's mining portfolio, if all miners were deployed today, as you see here, they had 23,560 miners. That's 2% of the global Bitcoin hash rate. That's 15 to 20 Bitcoins per day at an average cost of 3,863 Bitcoins. That would generate 8.8 million in revenue per month, which would give them 6.7 million in gross profits. The financial highlights for the company is 24.8 million in cash and crypto. They're on track to produce 15 to 20 Bitcoins per day. They have positive cash flow. They're improving their mining margins, and the average cost of Bitcoin production is $3,863. They have no long-term debt. So as you see there, that's a lot of profit. When Bitcoin goes up to 14, 15, 16, I think right now it's almost close to 20,000. So that's a lot of profit. I like to see that. They have no long-term debt, and they're scaling as Bitcoin appreciates. If all miners were deployed today and Bitcoin price, and this is the main reason that I selected this company to bet on, was because it's the number one, it's the largest Bitcoin mining company in North America, and two, as the price of Bitcoin appreciates, as you see here, the Bitcoin went to 18,000 per Bitcoin. If you see right here, that would be 9.9 million in revenue. It's just something I wanted to put on your radar. I was just looking for ways to make money on Bitcoin, and I found this to be an alternative way to make money on Bitcoin. If you're still watching, thank you so much. Drop a comment. Let's talk stocks. Please like the video. Also subscribe for future content. Thanks a lot, guys.